a bit of luck, this is the final print of the bulk forearm. That was a print error, so not quite sure why it happened, but these things do. Very minor, and will be covered completely by the shell. And other than that, I'm pretty sure it can be assembled. 99%. So we're going to go for it. This is the one which took us so far. Some details missing in the wrist. Obvious stuff. But nonetheless, only obvious when you try and put it together. Because then the pieces are no longer static, they're moving around. So predicting clearances is a tricky one. Feels like something that could be automated. Has changed things a bit, so this is tidy now, instead of having this extra little cutout, which just kind of bugged me. And yeah. 6 overs to transplant, a bunch of brass inserts to put in, the ligaments for the wrist figure 8. That's for free play in there. Keep working on that. Might need a spring. Don't know. Let's see. It might just be slack coming out of the system. It's quite a lot though. Something's happened there. Anyway, all to be done. And then the wrist tendons to connect up. So then the wrist will be powered. This last one just plugs straight into the elbow. That piece to be finalised and printed. Well, that's an hour tops. And then a full test, which will be all of the servos plugged in, but none of the wires cut yet. And make sure everything works. And then trim all the wires. And then we're at the code stage. And call out to Big T, who's working on the code. Nice to be working with people. So the hand was already controllable by Google Media Pipe hand tracker, but we're going to try and get the arm running as well. So it will mirror, and that will be essentially taking the data read off the various tracking algorithms. It will run, I think, 3 different algorithms to find the outline, the person, and the hand. Maybe just for 2 then. Don't know. I have a feeling there's a 3rd one. Can't remember what it is now. And that will give detailed position. So that should be quite interesting. But very simple at this end. It really feels like a sledgehammer cracking a nut. We're using a phenomenal amount of technology to extract the position of someone's main joints, elbows, wrists, and then down to the finger level. And on the other side, with just a tiny bit of limiting and scaling, it's being pumped straight out to the motor controllers. And that's a huge asymmetry. So the question is, what should we be doing with that data? Personally, I'm all up for generating an accurate 3D physics-based scene, which will contain not just point clouds, but semantically labelled models, and models that include attributes and characteristics and predictions of what those objects can do, which, for some objects is fairly simple, but can also clearly include people, and can include very detailed information about their faces, their hands, their postures. And now clearly you can start to change that into words, and you can use those words to generate stories or fit them into existing stories, and then you can generate back into 3D visual information, and you can run those scenarios together, so it can start to have a narrative. And this is really what starting to get a bit of future shock here. because this is an AI, which you better, talk to and do all the things you can do with AIs now. But it'll start to have its own stories. And it will also start to have deep relationships with people, because it will know how to teach you how to get richer by knowing more about robots. And that will change people's lives. And it will be integral to how that happens. And the bit I'm interested in, of course, is it can help you learn how to build the hardware, which also introduces an interesting symbiosis, because the AI will require people, at least in the beginning, which, is its own point. At least in the beginning, it will require people to build its body for it, because it's too difficult. These things are too intricate. But clearly the aim is to make them dexterous, is to make them as capable as possible. So you've got to assume it reaches a point where it'll have enough robots of itself out there. And kind of we're going to want that as well, right? Because it's going to get boring. If you're going to build 1 billion robots by hand, that's going to get real tedious real fast. So, of course, the wheels of commerce and industry, once it's definitely going to make money, that will all come to play. So you'll have factories churning these things out. So if we haven't got it to play nice by then, we could really be in trouble. But in the beginning, we will have control. We will. In the beginning, it will require people to build the body for it. So really, it ends up becoming, and this is where the alignment thing comes in. You can't prove that it isn't lying to you. And you can't build an AI smart enough to check that another AI isn't lying to you, which is not also smart enough to lie to you. So you won't know until it's too late. But nonetheless, we're clearly going to go on with it. We're going to do our best. We're going to set it tests. There will be strange things coming up. But the point remains that in the beginning, it will require people to build the bodies for it. And I'm trying to teach people how to do this, because it's what I know how to do. So there you go. This is the V2 DEX hand, which is not finished yet, but needs to be very shortly, because I'm meant to be showing it to the public in 2 weeks now. So that really has to come together quickly now. And that's fine, because as long as there's no more mistakes, it only takes a day or so to assemble once you get good at it. Getting good at it is something I've yet to do, because as soon as I've finished one design, I start doing the next one. But, it's an object of finite complexity. So I am sure that with a little bit of incentive, price will plummet. These will be being churned out. Robots will be doing all sorts of interesting, useful stuff. But behind it all, there is going to be this massive AI. And a lot of it we don't understand. But we don't not eat because we don't understand how we digest our food. So clearly we're just going to go ahead and do it. So I guess all that's left, you've got to choose a side. Yeah, so, either you're going to deeply understand some bit of AI or robots, and robots is a bit where I guess I come in. You can be part of that, or you can be an observer. Because things are gonna change. Thank you for listening.